E agora, começando com mais um teste. Vamos aqui para o YouTube. Marquei aí. Carregando no YouTube, a TV já vai reconhecer. Eu acredito que a qualidade vai ser melhor do que do Google Meet. Compartilho aqui. Assist, volto aqui. A tela não dá, janela. Vamos ver. Tem que ser a guia.
Circumvent these client-side validations. Now, they're not hacking into your server because your HTML is still saved somewhere safely in the cloud, presumably on some server. However, again, when a browser visits a website via its URL, it gets a copy of that HTML in its own memory. In fact, it's loaded into that tree structure that we described earlier as a DOM. But the browser, and in turn the human controlling the browser, can certainly tinker with that HTML if they want, removing any of these validations. So on the one hand, these client-side validations, like these patterns, wonderfully useful because the browser then can give immediate feedback to the user
Hey,
that
hi,
they've typed
hello
something
there.
wrong,
Let's continue
thereby
the
decreasing the
research.
probability that they're going to put invalid data or incomplete data into your server or database if they're submitting this form to you. The downside, though, is that while it does improve the usability of the site, the user friendliness of the site, it is
Yeah,
not a
we're following the
sufficient defense against
CS50. So
maliciousness,
today I'm
whereby a user could
mainly
remove
just
all of
doing
these things
some
altogether, submit
tests.
bogus,
I am
invalid,
seeing
incomplete data to
how,
your server,
the
and you're
structure
not going to be the wiser,
of the live
unless
stream
you have
can
also
work,
implemented on your server
and
using
it's
Python or some
actually
other
embedded into a
server-side
larger
language
concept.
that receives that
Doing
web
my
form, some other
research
conditional
in
checks or
a
patterns that
live
make sure that
format. So
no data
maybe
is going into
there's a
our
niche
database
on
unless it is
Twitch or
validated
something,
here in
but
duplicate
I will do
server
it
side.
as
So
it's
client-side
interesting for
validation is
me,
great for
and I
usability, for
keep
user
my
experience, but
recording
it is not
artifact
good or
centralized
sufficient for
into
security.
some
You'll
place.
still
So
need
it's a
server-side
very
validation,
win-win
which might very well
relationship.
mean writing a bit of code in
Essentially, I just
duplicate in
want
some
to
other
keep the
language to
video
do the same,
logs
though
for
increasingly
my
nowadays there are
researchers so
libraries,
that
third-party code that someone
I
has
can
written
use
that helps
them
you
to
generate
make
validating code for both the
short
client
video
and the
formats
server.
to share. In the end, the
In
end goal
fact,
is to share
go ahead.
information, and to splice
One
videos
more tool that's worth
is
knowing, not
a
only your own
great
browser's tools, but
start,
this URL
in my
here,
opinion. So what do you
validator.w3.org,
all
is
of
a simple
all
but
of it?
useful website into which you can actually
basically creating a knowledge reactor, turning your own learning process into both a research artifact and public content. It's an infinite feedback. Learn, document, share, refine, grow. Twitch, YouTube, or even private repositories. Doesn't matter. The key is the meta layer. Your research becomes the content, and the content feeds back into your research. That's how modern polymaths operate. Plus, video logs with live thinking, mistakes, corrections, breakthroughs. That's raw cognitive gold. Way more authentic and useful than polished only outputs. And slicing it into short formats, perfect for teaching, memory reinforcement, and sharing wisdom at scale. Want to map this as part of your cognitive systems workflow?
Yeah,
Turn this into a ritualized part of the research methodology.
yeah, both. Let's go both. So yeah, I'm mostly focused on discussion with you right now.
Perfect. Let's treat this as a live cognitive co-processing session. We're not just discussing, you're literally building the meta infrastructure for knowledge production. So, first layer is the research cognitive workflow. Learn, discuss with me, save data, document, video, text, audio, synthesize, share, feedback, integrate it, repeat. Second layer is the ritualized research methodology. Every live session becomes a ritual. You open the day with intent, set the research theme, activate tools, brain, AI, video logs, coding environments, then execute focused sprints. Document both the process and the output. Want me to write this down as an operational framework? A clean protocol you can follow, iterate, and scale?
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
All right, let's forge it. Here's the core operational framework for your live cognitive research protocol. Rogerius Live Cognitive Research Framework, a methodology for polymathic learning, documentation, and knowledge sharing. Core cycle: intent, execution, documentation, reflection, synthesis, sharing, integration, repeat. Pre-session ritual: initiation. Set intent, define research focus, ECS 50 web, cognitive engineering, AI. Activate tools: AI Copilot, Sage. Stream setup: Twitch, OBS, YouTube. Recording systems: digital notebooks, voice. Open ritual statement. Announce theme, objectives, and mindset for the session. This programs your cognition and the system. 2. Execution phase, cognitive sprint. Learn, discuss, explore. Real-time interaction with lectures like CS50, dialogues with AI, synthesis of concepts. Operate in dual mode, inner loop, learning, problem solving, reflection, outer loop documentation, video, audio, screen capture, notes, cognitive checkpoints. Pause every block, e.g. 25 minutes, 50 minutes, for micro reflection and data tagging. Documentation protocol, artifact creation, primary logs, full session recordings, video, audio, chat logs. Mark timestamps for key insights, questions, breakthroughs. Artifact generation, full videos, raw archives, highlight reels, clips for teaching, sharing. Short form content, YouTube Shorts, TikToks, Reels. Research notes, papers, blogs, frameworks. Talk 4. Reflection and cognitive consolidation, session debrief, quick review of key takeaways. Tag, categorize, label content by theme, e.g. AI, web dev, cognitive science, personal development, memory reinforcement. Playback highlights, create flashcards, diagrams, or mind maps. Sharing and externalization, publish clips, notes, diagrams to public or private, Twitch, YouTube, Notion, Discord, etc. Open public Q&A, feedback, or collaborations from your audience. Integration loop, continuous. Feed insights back into long-term projects, research papers, frameworks, courses, knowledge systems. Adjust the next session based on discoveries, open questions, or feedback. Tagline for the framework: learning as performance. Research knowledge as if we want this as a clean template, PDF, Notion, Obsidian, or even as a physical ritual scroll. Knowledge is we want this as a clean template, PDF, Notion, Obsidian, or even as a physical ritual scroll.
Aqui já não dá para usar em dispositivos diferentes de forma tão deliberada.
Teste, teste, teste. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Esses são vários testes. São testes que estamos realizando, estamos fazendo, estamos executando. Em relação a esses testes, temos temas interessantíssimos, por exemplo, a geração de álbuns de música, de metal que eu estou fazendo. Vou começar agora, em paralelo aqui ao CS50. Então, fechou, vamos nessa. Teste, 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 testando, teste. Vamos ver se o teste está funcionando. Blah 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 blah. Welcome to my homepage. Copyright to John Harvard CS50 Business.